If you guys remember the original Daredevil, they had some really long Wanners, which are a little bit different than your classic, like, cameras going everywhere and it's really snappy Wanner, but just like gritty, old boy-esque kind of Wanners. And of course, if you're gonna bring back Daredevil, you gotta bring back the Wanner, right? Also, spoilers, important characters die in this scene.
That was bloody.
Wait, I missed it. I totally missed it. I looked away.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Disney's not for kids anymore, apparently. Oh, that's where Disney Adults comes from.
CG smoke bomb right in front of camera. This is daring. Possibly a ruined shot if it does not turn out.
Hello, Karen. Who is this miscreant who picks on neighborhood bars? Look at this CG dude.
Yeah, I was about to say, those are both like CG dudes right there. They both crash through the window. And then like the bullseye guy looks like a CG double as he gets up.
Yeah, there's a switch right there when a person went in front of the camera. I don't know if it switched to a CG person. That might have been...
no, there's totally, he's a CG.
Yeah. Are they CG right now?
Stun guy's going through the window. Notice they roll perfectly out of frame behind that counter. Then Bullseye immediately jumps up and throws another grenade or whatever. And then there's a person that crosses over. So now it's real.
No, it's not. That's totally fake. No, he's still CGI. Look how CGI he's moving.
When he gets up, there's a little bit of like a, almost looks animated. I think they're stitching together a few different takes.
Why does he look so CG?
I think it's because there's a tremendous amount of compositing going on because of all of the CG smoke.
But he's moving like a CGI guy.
Because these are probably the guys that do the motion capture for all the CGI. I think it's just our eyes tricking us from like the previous shot.
But, oh, no, you know what? When you kind of go frame by frame there a little bit, it does look more real.
Yeah, I think it's real dudes.
Yeah, but not at first.
In the first Daredevil Wanner, they didn't have CG doubles to stitch things like that, and now we do. It's interesting to see the jump in tech and to like do the smoke effect like this in what's effectively a TV show. You know, this would be unheard of like 10 years ago.
One of the biggest challenges with doing all the smoke like this is having that actual depth in the shot, like having the people composited at the correct depth within a smoke shot. When you render out smoke, it's a 2D element that's either in front of or behind your actors. And if you want to have them be sort of faded out, then you have to render out what's called a Z-pass or do some sort of depth mapping on your scene so you can actually composite it correctly. You're actually rendering out far more than you're actually seeing when it comes to the smoke. You're having to render out all of the slices within it. Notice how every now and then there's a little person that like walks across the screen and like conveniently crosses both the bottom and the top of frame left to right.
But that's a go-to for hiding your hidden cuts is people wiping in front of camera.
That was the biggest jump!
These dudes are moving almost like stop motion.
When they go from the middle to the wall, I think that's a digital performance, but it very smoothly transitioned to, then they were real. Like this is digital, still digital, and real.
There's definitely like a bunch of like morphed motion for stitching things together. It's nice to see a Wanner that has a different vibe than like the hyper action Wanners that were popularized with Brad Allen. It's nice to see one that's just like a more chill, like walk through a building. It's very much like the Wanner from Protector with like Tony Jaa, where he's just going up the stairs. So you can feel how he gets tired. You can feel how it's a marathon. You know, it's not about being slick the whole time. It's about like the grit. And this one has a little bit of that vibe, which is nice.
Overall, this is incredibly well done. There's so many little details too that just work really well.